happening?
I want time harmony with nature.
This guy's a freaking genius, man. How does he come up with this shit?
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez.
Davis Jeff Goldblum.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, great. This scene really haunted my son when he saw that.
Really?
So it's good that I'm there now.
Phrases.
Speewee bacon.
I can take that. It's like me
Always
now.
balding.
Oh, Rybo's mad because I'm Remo Williams.
What is that, Tremors?
Yeah. That was Lon. It's Lon.
You killed Lon! Oh, that's great.
I love it. Lon's a
Oh
star.
my goodness. Rod Stickler is a genius. And now that we have it down, I'll say, hey, man, we have a taping come up in a couple days. Run-ins with nature and famous movie lines. That's all I say to him. And then he comes back with that.
Yeah.
Super great, amazing stuff.
We love Rod.
And just a quick segue. You forget how fucking cool Jurassic Park is because it came out almost 30 years ago, which is nuts. Yeah. And
it's a pretty new movie.
The effects in it are incredible. It still holds up. And I was scared of Jaws swimming in my swimming pool. I was convinced Jaws was going to kill me. I bet you your son, Rybo, every time he sits on the toilet to go to the Kanski, thinks that a dinosaur is going to come in and grab him.
Pretty much.
That's how your mind works when you're a kid, right?
It doesn't help that, I'm making loud dinosaur noises every time he does that.
Probably take the risk anyway just to play Roblox or whatever the hell they're playing like 24/7 all the time.
Yeah, no kidding. Exactly right. But welcome to the Winnipeggers, episode 91, Run-ins with Nature, written by Dave. Dave's taken the Paul McCartney songwriting role here in the later years of the Beatles, where he's just writing everything. Can you give us a couple seconds, Dave, so we can write another song?
Give us a few
I'm just trying to keep it PG, man. I got a list of PG. I just don't trust you two. If I wait too long, I'll come up with something else I don't want to talk about. Actually, I think this might have been Rybo's idea. In all fairness, I think when we first talked about ideas, it came up possibly. So I'll share it with Ryan.
Sure, we'll share the royalties.
Yeah, let's share it together.
The Rybo tease.
Joint effort. It was talked about a long time ago. I don't know whose it was, but yeah.
Great to have you guys here, as always. It's such a pleasure that you spend some time with us, especially when we are going to start charging you for it. And like I said, if you don't like it, it's fine. If we get signed by the corporation,
you won't hear from us
drop
anyway.
You guys like a hot potato.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys better be a little bit nicer to me, because I've been really getting a lot closer to Wayner lately. And we've got a lot of projects in mind, a couple things to discuss.
A little ditty for Wayner and me, two Canadian kids talking hockey. Wayne went and gave me his own personal phone line. I've texted and called almost 1,000,000 times. Oh yeah, Wayne's just busy. A best friend like him would have got back otherwise.
It's true.
Oh yeah, I never hear back.
Is that you in the back there, Chris?
But my best friend is busy. I can tell you that.
So,
guys look good together.
Thanks, man. Winter and I have been working on a few things. We got
Sure.
a couple projects going on. We actually had a great meeting the other day. It was really, really a special time for us. We met up at a golf tournament.
Again.
Yeah, we actually spent a night after the golf tournament having some meetings. And if you saw, I know you guys probably didn't even see it, but Wayner actually even posted about it on his Instagram page. It says, "Great night, Chris Jericho, Fozzy. Look forward to coming on Talk is Jericho podcast."
Wow.
So he's really excited to, talk about some future projects and that sort of thing.
Hey, that's exciting. I'm really happy for you. And you've become this golfer. Like, it's incredible. And it's a little weird lighting, I got to say, on your face there. It's a little different.
Weird.
Well, the new phones,
Yeah,
sometimes they have
heard
different tones of lighting and that sort of thing.
What are you shooting these days on the course?
About 100.
100, and they're okay with that, with you shooting 100 in a.
Well, Wayner's usually drunk because we have the best time.
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
It doesn't even matter. Like you can see this picture right here. I'm pointing at him, and what's he doing, Rybo? He's giving me the thumbs up.
Giving the thumbs up. Yeah, he's short. I thought he'd be taller or something, or just.
Yeah, you guys look really happy.
It's interesting because
he looks like Alfred E Neuman in that photo. Actually,
you're gonna cut him down because he.
No. I love that you guys are close. It's nice.
Good, yeah. Don't cut down Chris's friend. He doesn't really like that.
Yeah, well, you can see he's smiling because we had such a good time talking about things. And
looks like you got a real good tan on your face from all the golfing. It looks like. I'm wondering if do you wear gloves when you golf too, or?
Well, I mean, we go tanning together too.
Oh, and you wear gloves when you tan, or? Cause I'm just your hand is kind of white there. That's all.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
When you go tanning, you put gloves on, so you don't want people to see that you have super orange hands. That's but you can see once again, Wayner's giving me the thumbs up right there.
Yeah, he likes you. You can tell there's a good chemistry between the two of you, and he's coming on the show, and we like that. And where were you hanging out again? What state was this?
We were in Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
Yeah.
And this is taken just recently?
Yeah, it was recent. So you can see a great picture there.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
You look like, are you like in front of the camera? Your head looks huge.
That's the way he looks, dude. You don't. I'm sticking up for Chris on this one. Don't make fun of his head and face.
People say that I have a big head, and I kind of do. And Wayne's like a guy that's smart and that fun. He has a compact head. That's why he was such a great hockey player.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, just great times with me and Wayne. So you guys should probably be nicer to me in the future. Dave, I know that this is a little bit of a blow to know that I've been spending some extra time with Wayner.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that you've had some kind of embarrassing Porkski-esque experiences happening.
I got one short one I guess I could talk about. Is
Porkski, na-na-na. Porkski, na-na-na. He always makes the wrong decision.
Yeah, here's the wrong decision, is trying to do this bit and not be prepared. But check this out. I got to just do a costume change. Just take me half a second. No big deal. I'll just take my time here. So I'm going to grab this old toque here, okay?
Oh,
and this is a Skidoo toque from a 1981 moto ski Skidoo.
It's orange.
Yeah, and it's a classic. It's an original, okay? And I was wearing this back about 20 years ago probably. I was at Whistler outside of Vancouver, and I was going to go on a ski trip. I was going on a ski trip with my friend, and we went to the Legion in Vancouver because we couldn't afford the Vancouver drinks. We were both from Winnipeg, where it was like $1 a beer, and you go to Vancouver and they wanted ocean prices, So we sat there in the Legion, and then we drank, and then we got our way to Whistler, and we didn't sleep at all. We just went right to the hill and went skiing. So anyway, I get on a gondola, which is the big closed-in 8-person thing in Whistler, which is definitely a little bit of a higher brow audience.
Yeah.
And I'm not a skier at all. I was renting skis. I'd skied maybe 5 times in my life. And I'm carrying the skis towards the gondola. I'm wearing this toque, and I have on a green pair of sweatpants that have about a pair of jeans and long underwear underneath and just a couple sweaters. So I look like, huge, roly-poly, come walking towards the gondola, and it opens up, and it's like the German ski team, okay? Desante, head to toe, one pieces, just ho, 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 laughing. One guy looks at me. As I'm coming in, I slip and fall onto his friend's crotch with my face because I just totally wipe out. I'm like, oh, sorry. And this guy goes, who are you supposed to... worst German accent ever. Here you go. Who are you supposed to be? Peter Pan? And then they all just started laughing, and it was so embarrassing, man. And I was like, and then every picture I had from that trip was just ridiculous. I'm gonna keep wearing this today. Actually, this is nice, but it was just so ridiculous, man. Just some Winnipegger, Manitoban at Whistler, can't ski worth shit, dressed like I mean it. You get the face you deserve when you're a Winnipegger at Whistler.
Well, I mean, yeah, you always make the wrong decision when you're
right. Porkski moment. Yeah.
Porkski moment. So it's great to hear those stories. So many stories, Porkski moments, great times with Wayner, which is always so much fun. But it's also a lot of fun to be here with you guys. And you had a lot of comments about the first songs we ever played, which you just blew up our mailbox with that. And don't forget, you should also, for last week, I forgot to mention this. If you have favorite movie lines of your own, please write them in the comment section underneath the YouTube post, and we'll read them out to you.
Yeah, well, you can.
Yes. Laura Loves, who was at the Fozzie show a few weeks ago in Aurora, Illinois, which is amazing. She says, Speewee, you have looked and sounded great these past few weeks, very relaxed and happy. I love hearing you laugh despite having had another birthday. The first song she ever played was Mary Had a Little Lamb on her flute.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's nice. Reagan Walker, the first song I have always sung of all time was 10-inch Record by Aerosmith.
Aerosmith, yeah.
Good one. Vash Starwind, which is not your real name. That's some kind of alias. Oh my God, NoFX. Smelly made an appearance. I love that dude. Sick drummer. I'm 40 and been a NoFX fan since I was 15-year-old. Best guest ever in Winnipeggers history.
Nice. Very cool. He's underground. He's smelly too. I just love those punk names.
Yes. Yeah. Guitar Rocks is a great show, guys. I think you guys might be onto something with Patreon. Oh. I would give a paid subscription for all the laughs. Wow. We have at least one Patreon buyer, Dave.
That's really cool, man. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Very nice. Yeah, big money. Michelle Worrell, the great Michelle Worrell, says, my junior high year of high school, a heavy metal band called The Edge did a concert at our school. They were there to talk about not doing drugs and all sorts of things going on in the late 80s, early 90s. You guys remember that used to have those bands come?
Yes.
I remember one of them was called, oh my gosh, it slipped my mind, but they came and played like rock and roll songs. I remember they played.
Yeah.
Was it Freedom Jam or something?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Remember that? And they played,
Don't Do Drugs.
Yes, they played Danger Zone. Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone.
Danger Zone.
And I remember the bass player was a black dude called Lee Hun, Huhn or something like that. How do I remember his name? That's insane.
So funny.
I don't know.
I remember this too. I didn't go to it, but I do remember a bunch of the cats went to it, and it was a drug-free kind of zone. That's for sure.
I remember I was so excited because during one of the solos they went like ding 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 ding, and I was like, that's Gorgar from Halloween. Yeah.
It's also Sabotage.
Exactly.
It's also Flight of the Bumblebee.
I danced
Iron
that
Butterfly.
I danced to that song on Dancing with the Stars, by the way, for the Paso Doble. Episode 102, Dancing with the Stars.
We should talk about that. When I show up in your trailer and you go, I thought he'd be happy. He just goes, what the fuck are you doing here?
I was. I don't think I actually said it that bad.
No, probably not.
Defender says, how to describe Smelly? What a guy. Let's just say I won't be showing him off to my parents anytime soon. His cameo was funny. The first cassette I ever got was Paul Abdul's Spellbound. There you go. And Michelle Worrell, her first was Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue.
Oh, yeah.
Guitar Rocks, my first was Mother from Pink Floyd. Von Brown said Rybo's commercials are the best. Robert Schulenberg, just got to watch your mouth, buddy. You asked us the question, what is a rat? We told you last week. That's when you expose your genitals in Winnipeg as a man.
And flying squirrels, where you do the same thing, but then you take your sack and you hold it over and make it look like it's a flying squirrel. I'll show you later if you want a personal video. You'll send
Rybo,
go to Dave at Dave Spivak Project, and I'll
Rybo,
send you.
Save it for the Patreon.
Funny.
Save it
All
for
right,
the
we'll
Patreon.
save it for Patreon. You'll get the flying squirrel on Patreon and only there.
Robert Schulinger says there was an idea brought up about putting me on the ban list, but that is why I'm trying to bury the hatchet and stay in your good graces. Okay, well, stay on the straight and narrow and you won't get on the ban list. How's that sound?
Maybe.
Kieran says you guys are hilarious. Lucas G says first song ever played, Fog Hat, Slow Ride.
Nice.
It's nice. Then there you go. Perfect. So that's the comments of the week, and we appreciate you being a part of it and listening.
We love the family.
We love the family.
Ooh,
We'll drop you in a hot minute if we get signed.
But we're gone.
Speaking of making money and getting signed, a great sponsor this week. Once again, Rybo, please explain who it is, because I have not had a chance to even see. I didn't look at the contract. I didn't look at the contract this week.
This one is squirrel. Famous club Morocco is one of the original speakeasies of Winnipeg, and home to a lot of great jazz musicians, a lot of the old classic cocktails, which I really love, and I miss
small glasses,
all those, fuzzy navels and all these weird kind of drinks that you could get, and jazz. I'm a big jazz fan and a big fan of the Charleston and other old time dances.
All right, well, it's a good speakeasy in town. Let's check it out right now.
Prohibition got you down? Having trouble meeting the ladies? Sounds like you need a drink. Well, look no further than Club Morocco on Portage Avenue at Langside, Winnipeg's own original speakeasy nightclub. Drink your worries away with today's finest music, cocktails, and more. Sip on a slippery monkey, Singapore sling, sidecar, sazerac, or a slow gin fizz, and then slide your way onto the dance floor and dance the tango, foxtrot, or varsity drag to the likes of the Paul Whiteman Orchestra or Al Sprinces. Have a Tom Collins, Mint Julep, Manhattan, Brandy Alexander, a French 75, and then burn up the ballroom with Fletcher Henderson or Vincent Lopez as you dance the Charleston, Black Bottom, and shimmy your night away. Feeling dead? We'll have a corpse reviver, Paloma, Gimlet, White Russian, or Pisco Sour, and do the Texas Tommy until your legs practically fall off. Be the bee's knees, have a hot toddy or a dark and stormy, and then dance the raccoon until you're red hot in the face, and then cool off with one of our soothing grasshopper cocktails. Food is also available. So make an appearance at Winnipeg's hottest nightclub, Club Morocco. That place is on fire.
We want beer.
I liked your mid-30s. What are you going to do? See? How's it going? See? What are you gonna do? See? Very good stuff there, Rybo. Great. So don't forget to go check out the Speakeasy and enjoy a couple drink skis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful with those, the flaming Zambucas, though. Just careful where you put those. There's been problems in the past. I'm just saying. There's
another sexual thing, Rybo? Or
no, it's not. It's more of a fire thing. The place burnt down recently. Actually, it's kind of recent. I was gonna put at the end too soon, because it's pretty it just happened yesterday, basically.
1895.
Bert loves it.
So thanks, Bert. Always with us in spirit, and you're with us in spirit today as we talk about run-ins with nature. To kind of introduce it, huge fan of the show from Animal Planet. Forrest Galante is with us this week.
Take care of some of the animals.
Hey guys.
What is up, Winnipeggers? It's Forrest here. I'm giving a shout out to Speewee, Rybo, and Irvis. Guys, thank you so much for being a fan. You asked, what is one of my craziest run-ins with nature? Well, a lot of people don't know this, but when I was just a kid, I used to live in Zimbabwe, and I lived next door to a game farm. And I used to go over there and help take care of some of the animals. And one of the animals that I take care of was a lion cub. One day I was roughhousing with the lion cub, and I was like, all right, he's done playing. And I had this pillow sack, right, that was filled with feathers to play with him. And I turned my back on a lion, which you never do. Flung that pillow sack over my back, and as I walked out, that lion decided to play again and came over and pounced right on my back, clawed me up pretty badly. I had to have a lot of stitches. And that was definitely one of my craziest run-ins with nature, even though it wasn't in a fully wild environment. Thought you'd like that story. See you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Forrest giving us some advice there. Never turn your back on a lion.
Yeah, thanks, tips.
But let me jump right in on this because one of my stories that I had was I was wrestling in Hamberg in '93, and there was a circus that was in the same area where the wrestling was, because we stayed there for 6 weeks, and you work in a tent, and every night, and it's a big tent, and it's like a very it really is like a circus tent, and that's where the ring was. And we wrestled there every night. But in the same kind of big park area, there was an actual circus that came. So the owner was a fan of our show, of our wrestling. It was called Catch, which is what wrestling is called in Germany. So he always enjoyed the catch. I love the catch, you great catchers. Will you come check out the circus and see all the animals? So we went to the circus backstage before the circus opened, and then all the animals were there. And they had a lion, not a cub, like an actual lion. It was in the cage. And at the time, I was Lionheart Chris Jericho. So I thought, well, this would be cool. I'll take a picture with the lion. I was wearing a black suede jacket with tassels. It was kind of what was in at the time, all the fringes and
for you.
For me, exactly. So I took I fed the lion. And then I asked to take a picture, and I turned around, and this is back. There's no phones. You got to go, and it might have even been like, so took the picture. And while the picture was taken, I got hit with a sledgehammer in the back, and it literally pushed me forward to where I fell down. And the guy taking the picture was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, fuck, like who just hit me in the fucking back with a sledgehammer? It was the lion.
Holy shit,
close
dude.
To him,
I would have flipped out on that fucking cat, dude.
Reached through the bars and went like,
oh my
just like
God.
that. And somehow I don't know how the bars were able, but he nailed me in the back and I fell down. And the trainer was like he was trying to get something. And we figured that was probably the fringes on the back of the jacket because they were moving. And
holy crap.
He thought it was prey or something. I will never forget that. Like it just knocked me down. It was like, imagine just getting hit with a bat. And it was just the power of this lion.
Oh, I would have lost it on that thing.
No, you would have done what I did and went, "Oh my God, I'm glad."
Yeah, but then I would have yelled at it and taunted it while it was in the cage for sure for doing that. I'd be so pissed at it.
Yeah. I always thought it's not safe to wear tassels.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone's gonna
get him caught. You're working on your car. Hey, get caught in there and you're dead.
And especially never wear tassels to the circus.
Right.
Or Dave, never wear tassels to the circus.
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 So inside.
Circus. All right, Dave, what do you got?
Well, I got lots. Like a few anyway. I think that they're not as. I'll tell you, they don't involve a lion. Yeah. I can tell you that much.
I go right to the top for this. You know?
I've touched on this story before. I've got a couple that are similar. I'll go with the mouse, I guess, to start. I was at a bush party, which in Manitoba or any place probably that doesn't have a city near you, just have a fire. Everyone's there drinking beer, whatever. And somebody had given me a pot cookie, and I ate it, and then I said, "Well, I'm gonna go." And I walked home, walking down this big long gravel road for a few miles, and it's starting to really kick in. I just want to say that this isn't about drugs or the pot cookie, but I go to the cabin. No one else is out. It's just my place right there, and I go in, I walk in, and there's a mouse that's caught in a mouse trap, and it's just caught in the hind legs, right? But it's screwed, and not that I'm trying to kill them, by the way, and keep them out of the cabin, so I'm not there to do an operation on it or anything. And it's looking at me, squeak, squeak, and the whole thing is moving around, the trap's moving around with it, and I'm like, oh God, what do I do? And I'm out of my mind. Okay, I'm out of my mind. So I grab a BB gun. I have a 9-round pellet gun. Took a picture to show you. So it looks like this, and It's got a CO2 cartridge. It's pretty powerful, and it shoots 9 rounds. I got it all preloaded anyway, because you never know. Like somebody stole my trike. It was Glenn making a joke, and I ran after him. I'm crazy with that thing. Anyway, this mouse is moving around. It's looking squeak, squeak, squeak. So I take it and I start shooting rounds at it, and I'm missing it. Like every time I'm missing, and the mouse is just looking at me. And then finally, I kind of hit it in the side, and I'm like, "Oh, this is awful." So then I finished it off. It was awful, and I had to clean up and everything. And then Glenn hears that I've been shooting in the cabin, right? Because it's a CO2, so it still sounds kind of like a real gun. It's not like a little baby gun. And he's like, "What the hell's going on?" He comes running in, and he's like, "What the hell?" It's like I got a little pool of blood from the mouse. I'm wiping it up. And he goes, He goes, "Why didn't you just open the patio door and push it out with a broom?" It's like there's a huge patio door right next to me. I'm out of my mind and using a gun, shooting at a mouse. And then I hear it from my dad like a week later. He's like, "Why are there holes in the hardwood floors?" Like, I've just literally missed it, like 7 out of the 9 shots. Anyway, it was a real messy thing. And Glenn was right. It's like, he goes, "You could have also just pushed it into a Safeway bag and thrown it outside." Like, what the hell are you doing, Matt? I said, "Well, I was at that bush party and somebody gave me a cookie." I wasn't really thinking. So that's a big run-in from a lion to a mouse, but that's the way it goes here that's the way it goes here on the Winnipeggers.
We give you all ends of the spectrum here on the Peggers.
It's basically like the Grimm's fairy tales, or
yeah.
Aesop's fables here, Winnipegger version.
Right,
well, I had a weird one. I was
with
rock
the flying
climbing.
squirrel.
Yeah. We'll show that later. Patreon only.
Okay.
I was rock climbing in Utah once, and I jumped over this kind of, I don't know, crevice or whatever, and I fell down, and this huge rock came and landed on my arm, and I was stuck there for like 5 days, and I had to drink my own urine and stuff. I had this big boulder on there. I couldn't pull it off. I was stuck there. I was yelling. I couldn't find anyone or anything like that. I eventually had to take a dull like switchblade and cut my own arm off so that I could go to find freedom. I had to get back to my truck that I was thinking about like nonstop. It had this Gatorade in the back that I just kept thinking about because I was so thirsty. Cut my arm off, made my way back there. That was a crazy story, man.
Great prep.
Isn't that a movie, Rybo? That stars James. What's that kid's name? James Franco.
It was
I believe that's a movie that James Franco is in, Rybo.
I don't know, man. It was a pretty traumatic experience.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen to you. I think that was a movie starring James Franco. I think it's called 127 Hours or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how long I was there.
Yeah,
127 hours.
That wasn't actually you. That was a movie, a James Franco
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
I had to cut my own arm off.
But you didn't, because you still have your arm. So
Truth or farce?
Yes. I know that I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying that I think you got confused with the James Franco movie.
In your real life. Yeah.
That was a movie. You're right. That is totally a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
was working. I got home late. I didn't have time to prepare for my own nature stories. I just threw a movie story. So sue me. You're still going to pay over at Patreon.
I'm not blaming you for that, because it happens to me all the time. I had a dream. I was convinced that I went to a house and murdered all the babysitter's friends and was trying to kill this babysitter. And I was wearing a mask that looked like William Shatner. It was all white, and I was stabbing babysitters and stabbing their boyfriends. And then I realized that wasn't actually me. That was the movie Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I
thought you were Michael Myers. Yeah,
I went
crazy.
to the police station and I turned myself in, and they're like, "Turn yourself in for what?" And I said, "Because I killed, Jamie Lee Curtis's friends." And they're like, "Are you high?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "Okay, you can go now." So they let me go. So
I was high too.
Yeah, I am high right now.
So another run-in with nature that I had was, and this actually did happen to me, was we were on tour with Fozzy probably 6 or 7 years ago. And we played this very small, like when you go on tour, like we're in Green Bay tonight, this beautiful, giant, great venue called the Epic Event Center. We played last night in Aurora, Illinois, this amazing venue called the Piazza. sometimes, especially in the earlier days of Fozzy, you show up wherever you can get booked. And it was like, Shecky's Bar and Grill and like, Oshkosh, freaking Illinois or whatever it was. And it was one of those really shitty little venues that didn't have a dressing room. So you're kind of hanging on the bus all day. And I said, well, I'm going to go for a walk. I think I wanted to write some stuff, or I took my little notebook and I went for a walk. And I was walking. There was this big clearing. There was bushes everywhere. And like this path that led to this big kind of park, like almost like the park at Robert Browning. Remember, you go over the hill and there'd be that big play set and all this stuff. So I went there and I sat down kind of under a tree, and it was beautiful under the shade of a tree. And there's like a little babbling brook, and there's kind of houses surrounding it. And I'm sitting there, and this door opens up, and there's a Doberman looking at me. And he's probably I'd say about 300 yards away.
Scary dog.
And he's looking at me, and I had a Doberman with the ears come up, and he's just kind of staring. And I'm staring like, oh, that's kind of weird. That guy let his dog out. And then boom, here he comes. This dog is running full force at me.
With precision.
Yes. And then
Dobermans outrun that.
Mean looking.
Dobermans are sharp as a tack, dude.
Yes. So he's charging at me, and I'm just like, he's going to stop. He's going to stop. And then 250 yards away. Then he's 200 yards away. Now I'm like, okay, I can't outrun this guy. There's nowhere to go. Now he's 200 yards away. And I'm like, I've got a pen. I'm like, I got the pen. Like, he's like, what am I going to do? He's going to fucking attack me. I'm going to try and stab his eye with a pen.
Hit him in the nose like he's a shark.
And finally, this guy comes over. He's like, hey, Chopper, whatever the hell the dog's name was. Chopper, stop. And the dog comes to a halt. And he's pissed off. And they're very muscled dogs, right?
Yeah.
So he's just kind of looking at me, and then he goes, come back here. And the guy goes, this is private property, don't you? I'm like, how is this private property? It's a big fucking clearing. He's like, it's private property. Get the hell off my property. I'm like, dude, all you had to do is tell me. You don't have to send your Doberman after.
No shit. That was totally premeditated, man. That's bullshit.
There's no signs. There's no nothing. It's just this. There was like a bushes, because I even walked out the same way I came. And I was looking, is there any indication at all? And all there was this row of bushes with one little kind of an area that you would think is a gate to walk through. So,
jeez, catwalk.
It was private property in fucking shithole Indiana that you're not allowed to go in.
Scary.
Rybo, what else you got?
Freaky stuff. Well, one thing, so we grew up, with Winnipeg weather is just horrible. So we get crazy blizzards, like -40, just get walking home from school when we were younger, we'd get ice pellets in the face, just whipping at us. We're trying to get home. You're shoveling snow constantly, and, chiseling snow off the driveway, all that kind of stuff. Even shoveling water when it melts too fast. We're used to that kind of stuff.
True.
When we were in Turks and Caicos, we were there. We had Hurricane Thomas came through. And I remember we were just Dave and I were just loving it. It was this crazy hot water wind. It was just splashing in your face. It was like having a nice warm hot shower. We're used to freezing ice cold, and we were like, this is a hurricane. This is beautiful. It's still really hot. I was +30 out. We're getting whipped with some nice warm water. Dave and I were we're on the balcony just going, is that all you got, Thomas? Come on, Thomas.
Yeah, it was Hurricane Thomas. It was a Category 3. We were and we weren't just standing on the deck. We were hanging on for our lives, yelling at the ocean, yelling at the storm. Yeah, that's all you got, you loser.
Almost blowing off. But
it was for my 40th birthday. We all went to
right.
Turks and Caicos, and we're right on the beach. And we knew this hurricane was coming. We're like, fuck it. We're not going to let it spoil the birthday. We're all going to go. So we knew it was coming, and we knew there's going to be a hurricane while you guys were there. And we're like, all right, shit. How bad can it be?
And we just stayed. Everyone from the hotel that worked at the hotel left. They were just
that's right. Even the locals were hiding. Meanwhile, these 14 drunk idiots come in. Oh, well, sure. Discounted room. We'll take it.
Is that all you got, Thomas, you loser?
Yelling at the hurricane named Thomas. So stupid.
Dave, what else you got?
Well, I have another one that's similar to the mouse. I mean, I have a couple of more I could even go with, but I was on a big fishing thing, big fishing kick when I was in my mid to late 20s. And I was buying the pickerel rigs and the weights, and I would go down to that crappy area down the road from the cabin, which is just bullshit snags all the time, right? You spend all day or all evening just pulling in snags, breaking lines. So I'm out there, and it's like I'm out there for 3 hours in the evening, and the pickerel, the walleye, they're running through the lake to the Lake Winnipeg area. So it's like kind of late summer and the early fall, so that you get a better chance. I get a big bite. And it's a nice pickerel, right? About this big and like edible, right? I'm like, oh, right on. I can take this thing and, but again, okay, I want to say, disclaimer, I've never killed a fish. I've never skinned a fish. I've done nothing like that. I'm trying to be a real man. I'm 28 years old and I catch this fish. And so I have a 3-wheeler, an old 1985 Honda 125M. And you know how you take a fish and you put it on that chain thing that goes through their gills kind of thing, and then that way you can carry them around. And right. I didn't know how to kill it. Like I should have just killed it. Like I see the guys on the shore, they're just sitting there with a club, hit it in the head, and it's life's over. And then you don't have to worry about it. So I guess I felt bad because it's like I had it over the dock a bit in the water. Then I'm like saving its life, and then I put it on the back of the trike, and I drive the 7 minutes home, and it's still alive. And then I put it on the driveway, and I'm like, okay, I got to finish it off. Like, what am I going to do? So I was like, oh, God. So I just grabbed a rock. There's rocks all over the place. I took it, and I throw, and I miss. And every time I throw it, I run away and skip. Like, I skip run away. It's not just a regular run. I'm, like, skipping away. So then I come back. I try it again. Then I hit it in the side. It's looking at me. And then, finally, I think it just died from being out of the water, and I didn't even get it. But I just always have felt so bad for that fish. And I ate it, and it was delicious. But the fact that its last moments in life are watching a guy miss it and run, scream. And I'd scream, like, ah, ah. And then I'd run back and try again and skip away down the driveway. So I'm sure that when it's my time to come, something bad's going to happen for that karma. But it's
just
very
looking
tasty
at you
fish.
Like, kill me. And you're like, you missed again, you idiot.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. I'm like telling everybody on the block, it's like, yeah, I'll probably catch a big one tonight. It's a big one. You don't even fish, you idiot. You never even killed a fish. You don't even know what you're doing. It's like there was no YouTube to look at when I was 28. So anyway, that poor fish.
We got to wrap it up here. So if you got any last ones, I just want to say this. I think both of my stories are really good, and I had nothing until the show started. That's true professional, right?
I like that. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Dave?
I had a little attack from a Canadian goose, so like maybe 15 of them. We have where I lived on Twain, is along Glendale Golf Course, and I hopped over there one spring. They were all there honking their noses, and I was like, this is so cool. And I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably 17 years old. And my mom goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to hop over the fence. She goes, you shouldn't go near those geese. Like, they're dangerous. I said, oh, I'll be fine. And I go walking up to about 15 of them. I'm like, hi. And I'm just like stupid. Like, I'm going to go make friends with these geese. And they just start running at me. And they're like biting on my like pant legs. I was wearing baggy shit catchers. I used to be called shit catcher back then. I didn't have much of a butt. And they were just able to bite off all that. I was very skinny. I'll bite off all that. Those Wranglers, the way they were hanging off me. Those Levi 501s back in the day. Painter pants, angel wings. Who gives a shit? Buffalo.
Wow. Yes. The fact you just brought up shit catchers. I forgot about that.
I can just see Dave getting attacked by a gaggle of geese.
Nice. Is it a gaggle?
Yeah. As they're trying to bite me, but they keep missing, and I just pass away from not being able to breathe. Payback, instant karma with the geese.
There we go. Call a group of lions, Rybo, do you know?
A pride.
Which makes sense why White Lion's first album was called Pride.
That's right. And it also makes sense why their second album was called Main Attraction. M-A-N-E.
But their third album didn't exist because they were shit and they broke up by then.
That's
guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Actually, their second album was called Big Game. Their third album was called Main Attraction. That should be a topic. Stupid ideas for album titles where the band has to give an album title related to the band. It's White Lion, Pride, Big Game, Main Attraction. I'm sure there's others.
There's others. We'll explore on further episodes.
Yeah, I'll make sure I have a couple quick ideas so we don't have to do that one. Goodbye, family.
And we'll find them. Thank you so much to the great Rod Stickler once again for an amazing intro. Thanks to Forrest Galante from Animal Planet for telling his great story about almost getting mauled by a lion, which was not as cool as the one that I had. And thanks to, what's the speakeasy called? Rybo?
Club Morocco.
Club Morocco. Great place. And great show. We love you guys and enjoy the free episodes. But save up your money because we're going to be charging you through the nose for this shit very soon.
We all need new hips.
Steve's got a birthday coming up. It's not been a good year for him, but it's been a good year for us. And we'll see you very soon next Thursday right here on the Winnipeggers. We love you guys.
See you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, eh?